my vegan experience. Yeah, it's got some theme music that I'm not going to remember, and it's going to change every time. I am Emmy, and this is a video basically on the topic of me being vegan or raw vegan, and what has come about with everything that has happened with that. I became raw vegan, right after my 17th birthday, which was on February 19th of this year. And so, well, of every year, it's on February 19th. But this year, it was very soon after my 17th birthday that I became vegan. Not raw vegan, but just not eating animal products anymore and all that good stuff. And about 3 or 4 weeks into being vegan, I started to experience a sort of detox. Like, my body kind of went into shock for about a week. And because it wasn't like, I wasn't eating the same way. I was eating quite a bit less fats and more fruit, and not nearly as much fruit as I wasn't eating the same way that I had been. Before becoming vegan, I was vegetarian, and so I was eating a lot of peanut butter and stuff like that, and not eating correctly because I didn't really know how to eat correctly. I was restrictive in my calorie intake, and it was kind of crazy. Like, an average breakfast, or an average day for me would be oatmeal, just regular oatmeal, and then for lunch, like 4 hours later, it would be a yogurt and some crackers. And then for dinner, it would be an orange and some cheese and maybe some crackers if I felt like it. So I was really not eating properly. And so coming over to a raw vegan diet, or mostly raw vegan diet, was pretty challenging in the beginning because I knew that I had to eat more than I was eating. And that was like a really fun idea for me. And I'll probably talk more on my history with food and all that in another video. So I started to try and eat more, like a lot more. Like, I would cook an entire thing of pasta, and I was only able to finish like a bowl or two at like a small bowl. Like what doctors say, this is what you should be eating for pastas and da-da-da-da-da-da. And it was so tough to get in enough food because I had been restricting so much, like you're told to, by the dietary companies and by doctors and by everybody. So that was difficult in the beginning. But for like 2 weeks, I went on this like massive like like just like primal kind of urges, I guess. Like, I need to eat something that I'm used to eating. I have a chinchilla right there. He's crazy. You're a crazy chinchilla. And so I was eating a lot of like bread products that are vegan, that were vegan, and peanut butter, and just like shoving food into my mouth that I shouldn't have been shoving into my mouth. I wasn't fully into the raw vegan, or mostly raw vegan lifestyle at that point. And it was also still winter, and it only recently just became not winter up here in New England, because we had snow even in April, so that was gross. So we really didn't have much fruit around, or much food that I could really eat except for pasta and peanut butter. And it stopped. It eventually did stop after a couple days. I don't know if I said like a week before, but I was eating poorly for 2 days on the detox, when my body was detoxing, and then it was like another a week or so that I felt like really jittery and shaky, and it was one of the worst feelings in the world, detoxing. I was shaking, I was constantly breathing heavy, which was kind of normal for me because I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Yeah, have fun saying that. It's so... POTS. I have POTS. And I have chronic fatigue syndrome. And at the point when I became vegan, it was just barely starting to get better. I'd been on medication for a little bit. But my mom was really concerned with what a vegan diet might be doing to me. And now that I'm raw vegan, it's so much better. And I feel amazing now, but the detoxing was awful. I am never going to eat animal products again, or any really processed food again, because if I do that for an extended period of time, and then come back to a mostly raw, or even completely raw vegan lifestyle, something like that would probably happen again. And just to clarify, being mostly raw vegan, I have no clue whatsoever if I'm 80-10-10 or 95-5 or 75-12.5, 12.5. I really just eat what I eat. Like, I don't know, an average day for me now is I wake up in the morning and I have a honeydew melon or a cantaloupe for breakfast, like a whole thing, or sometimes half if I don't have enough time before I get out the door to go to school to eat the whole thing. And then I have a snack while I'm at school. And I'm on a shortened day right now because of the chronic fatigue syndrome. So between like 8 and 10, I'll be eating some dried food, like dried cranberries or dried cherries, or my favorite is dried mango, because oh my god, dried mango is amazing. And I can't get into regular mango. I don't know if it's just because I haven't bought a good mango yet. I don't think I've bought a good mango yet, but I am in love with the dried mangoes. And then I'll come home and I will finish off the other half of the melon if I didn't get to eat all of it in the morning. And then I'll have either some dates, like a whole 14.5-ounce thing of dates. I have fallen in love with dates. They are amazing. I just wish I knew the kind so I could order them in bulk. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. Or I'll have like 5 bananas or 6 bananas or something, or I'll have 4 bananas, or however many bananas are in my house. Right now there aren't many, and I need to fix that. And then for lunch, I'll come downstairs and I'll have a whole watermelon, or like 4 oranges and some baked potato french fries, I guess. Like, I cut up the potato and put it in the oven, and then I eat them, and baked french fries, I guess. I'll have that, or I will have like 10 bananas, like one of those 3 options. And it's not limited to those 3 options. Those are just the ones that I usually choose. Like, I'll either have something cooked for lunch, or I'll have some fruit for lunch, or I'll have a mixture. And I don't know, today I've had like 2 of these. It's like a Russian juice brand that I got from the market today that I just found with my dad, and it's really good, and I need to get more of it. Wow, that actually tastes really nice. Oh, wonderful. And then after that, I'll have a snack of either some more dates, because I am in love with dates. I need more dates in my life. They are so good. They are so good. And to me, since I haven't like eaten chocolate in months, and I don't plan on it, like, because it has all the animal products in it, it's so processed and just gross. It tastes like a mixture of like hazelnuts and caramel and chocolate, and my mom's like, it does not taste like chocolate. And I'm like, well, if you eat it enough, it does. So whatever, I love them. So I'll either have some more dates, or I'll have some more bananas, or I'll have, the other day I had white peaches, and those were really good. or I'll have like canned peaches, because they don't always have good peaches, and the canned peaches are usually consistently alright. Or I'll have some strawberries, or I'll have some kiwi, like I'm going to later today. Yeah, and then I'll come back downstairs for dinner, and dinner will either be more bananas, or I've never had a day where I've done like all bananas, but bananas usually make their way into my day if I have enough that are ripe. So I'll either have some more bananas, or I'll have another melon, or I'll have some more strawberries, or I'll have some more dried fruit, or I'll have pasta, or I'll have potatoes, or something. So I am eating a whole lot more than I was on the diet I was eating previous to this. I eat what I eat, and I eat until I feel full, and I drink loads of water. I have an entire Tropicana orange juice bottle that's like that big. It's like, it's big, and I drink like 2 of those a day. It's wonderful. And on this diet, a lot of people talk about the weight gain they experience on this diet, and the weight gain topic for me is a bit iffy and kind of shaky, because some of the weight gain that I've experienced is because I'm regaining muscle mass, because I was virtually stagnant in my bed for 2.5 months. I didn't get up and do anything because my chronic fatigue was so bad, and I had also experienced some walking pneumonia for about a month in that 2-month or 2.5 month period, or 2-month-long period, and it was just awful, and my muscles atrophied, and I gained. I think I put on a lot of water weight. This was before I was eating vegan or even raw vegan. I think I put on a lot of water weight, and I put on a lot of fat, but I didn't really gain weight. It just kind of went from a lot of the weight that I have is muscle, and I'm toned and blah, or not a lot of the weight that I had was muscle, but I mean, what you can see now with that was bigger and more toned, and it was more toned all over. Or my body was more toned all over. And then with chronic fatigue, I wasn't able to work out anymore, and I wasn't able to do anything, so that all just kind of went and like splushed out, mushed out, like became like, it went from like being this to like bleh and bleh. So I widened out a bit, but I didn't like gain any weight, because it was just going from muscle weight to water and fat, and I have no idea what it was. And so starting on the raw vegan or vegan diet, I had just started going to physical therapy, and I was just starting to get back into like being an active person, and my energy levels started going up immediately. It was so wonderful, and I started working out more, walking again a little bit, just to, on the days that I didn't have physical therapy, just to keep it kind of going. And I didn't really experience any like change or fluctuation in my weight up until recently, or like a few weeks ago. I started to see the steady climb in my weight gain, and it hasn't been like, oh, she's like gotten like wider or bigger or anything. It's been more just the number on the scale has went up, but like everything else is still pretty much the same. And I think some of that has to do with my muscles coming back and not being like atrophied anymore. And coming back, I have no idea, but like my body hasn't like gone from like, oh, it's here to, oh, it's there. Like the measurements haven't really changed. I don't know. I'm not saying what I want to say properly. But I really hope that whoever's looking at this gets the gist of what I'm saying. Overall, the raw vegan diet, the mostly raw vegan diet, the 80-10-10, the 95-5, the whatever you want to call it, it has been pretty amazing for me. And I cannot ever think of changing the way that I eat. And I feel so much less restricted now that I'm eating this way. I don't feel like I have to, and this is why I don't know if I'm 80-10-10 or not. I don't count the fat that I take in. I just don't eat things that are very fatty. I don't count the carbohydrates I take in. I just know that I have a lot of carbohydrates. I don't count the protein I take in. I just know that I get enough protein to exist and to not feel poor about myself. Just need to change seating positions, not focus, falling asleep. If I started like trying to figure out how much I ate, I would get like kind of manic about it and be like, oh no, I have to eat a certain, I had that, and my anxiety would just get a bit out of control. But that's another topic for another video on why veganism has been very helpful for me in my mental state. That might be the next video I do. I don't know. So far, the mostly raw vegan diet has been a life changer when it comes to the way that I eat. But I just feel so less restricted, and I can eat as much as I want, whenever I want, and I can go to town on a meal, and my mom and brother and family are like, you're eating so much, how can you eat that whole box of pasta? What? Your calorie, that has way too many calories, you're gonna get fat off of calories, and you don't get fat off of calories, you get fat off of fat. But I eat way more than anybody that I know. I eat so much, and I feel so free. I feel such freedom in this diet and in this lifestyle. I can do anything, and that's such a just weight off my shoulders with everything else going on in my life, and being 17 and having missed like 2 months of school and needing to catch up on homework and find a college and plan for life. And I want to go to Europe for 5 months and take a year off before I head off to college. And where am I going to go to college? It's probably going to be it's just the fact that I have such freedom in my diet and such just relief when it comes to it, and I don't have to worry about anything like that at all, really. It's just it is. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So yeah, I guess that's it. I will sing my praises. I will sing the praises of the raw vegan, high carb cooked vegan, high carb vegan, 80-10-10, 95-5, 75 and a half and a half, 75 and 12 and a half and 12 and a half. Ugh. Sing my praises for it. It's amazing. It's wonderful, and more people need to know about it because it's great. It's absolutely great. Bye bye. See you later.